We are back at it again. This is Beanzzz and Rice. It's your boy host with the golden voice. Next to me, I got my boy Jose.
Ooh, host beefy, me likey.
Yeah, host beefy. It sounds like that's actually something Taco Bell should put on their menu, by the way.
A host beefy?
A host beefy.
Dude, they don't. I'm telling you. Hopefully, our voices get heard.
Dude, we are voices of the people, and Taco Bell, I think, is for the people. So nothing better than that.
I don't want to go talk about lizard meat all over again, dude. I've already gone down that hole with you before.
And dude, we got J Cubed in the building, and J Cubed. So host, my name starts with J. Jose starts with J, and we got our moderator, editor now, Javi, who appeared on one of the episodes before. But say hi to the people, Javi.
Hello, people.
Good. Javi's gonna help us out throughout these podcasts, give it some structure, keep us on topic, and cue us in on certain discussions that we're going to be having. Speaking of discussions, today is Tuesday, the 13th of October, 2020. COVID is still strong, but guess what is not going to be strong today?
What? Tell me.
The bra snaps, that you can loosen those bad boys up.
Bra snap?
It is Nas's holiday. It is No Bra Day, officially today.
National No Bra Day.
Yeah.
Like no bra or nah bra?
No bra. So
no
like
bras.
proper, not NaH.
Nah, bra.
And O, and then
Dang,
bra.
Dude. So you can still have your bras, hang out with your boys, but
Dude.
As far as like an actual bra,
Yeah, just don't wear them.
don't wear them, dude. Especially if you're working from home.
Yeah, two things you should be doing today, in it as much as possible before gassing yourself: jumping jacks and jump ropes.
Oh yeah, dude. You might even, it's weather's starting to get a little colder. Your nipples are gonna start getting a little hard. You're gonna have nice nipples. Go out on a jog. Save a life. All these people are depressed. They see your little sensors are out. Couple of antennas.
Couple Tic Tacs in that shirt.
People you lay in your. Now the neighbor doesn't have to go touch a kid. You saved a life.
And the good thing is, depending on where you live, right? We're in October, roughly mid-October. It's getting cool. I'm wearing a heavy knit sweater. You might not tell, but really, I think my cup size matches my average grade in high school, like a B-, maybe a C+. I might get up there, but
I don't want to look.
handful,
You're starting to lure me into the trap, dude.
Just a couple things. Again, Nas said it best. Don't say my car's topless. Say the titties is out.
That Rocktober, baby. I want you guys, you ladies and guys, guys, they've been free, But has this ever happened to you? And I know it happens to chicks where their nipples, they shave or whatever.
They chafe, yeah.
Chafe.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's happened to you, like as a guy. Like
yeah,
you
like
ever
when
running.
When I would play like basketball, and then the jerseys, if you get the cheap scratchy jerseys, it rubs up against it. So I learned to just wear like one of those an Under Armour or Nike, one of those dry fit shirts, just to make sure to provide some padding. You don't want to get that all chapped up.
Dude, it's so horrible feeling. I usually always wear an undershirt, like if I'm wearing a regular shirt, just because of that. I'm traumatized, and so I always wear like a white T-shirt under, even if I'm wearing a white shirt. And people will be like, "Hey, Jose, where are you wearing your garments?" We're here in Utah. They think I'm wearing, my protection under, but it's like, dude, I don't want my nipples to get damaged. So there is consequences when you're freeing the nipple for the first time. That's all I'm trying to say. So just make sure, tomorrow, maybe throw a little bit of Vaseline on there, you think? They got to lube them up a little bit.
Yeah, of course. That's a great skin protectant. But do you think maybe that's why strippers wear pasties sometimes? It just, against the friction of that pole, it's either steel or aluminum. That can't feel good.
And then everybody's, they're
all
of them
money.
are touching the pole.
Dude, and money has so many microbes. You get infected, you get these infected titties. That's a poor investment.
And then some girl, she's got that Victoria's Secret Pumper Plush perfume. And the other girl's allergic. She rubs her nipple on there. The nipple's exposed. Now she's
cross-contamination. And she's probably got a little baby she has to breastfeed still, or breast pump. You don't want that in the baby.
And now the baby, it used to be Victor, now it's Victoria.
Spina bifida, or whatever that spinal injury.
Defibuli or whatever.
Sure, yeah. Scoliosis and Parkinson's and every other instance.
God, through the nipple, dude.
Through the nipple.
Do you ever...
really, we shouldn't have a no bra day. Like, if we think about it, because that provides a good barrier.
You should have no bra day, or, it would be nice if it was like 80% off bra day.
That would be good.
Because how annoying would it be to be a chick, you have to wear a bra? Like, just think about it. It's just like another piece of. It's like socks, you know. You always have to wear them, and then it's your socks. You go out, you know, mudding, or you're out walking in the desert. And you know how nasty
They get
your
funky.
feet. Because you can't wear like socks and then put a bra on, like with your feet. You know, you put a sock on and then you put a shoe on.
Yeah.
So it kind of helps it not get like yucky. But with, you know, with a boob, they can't wear a sock bra and then put on the real bra. That thing gets, you know, all the elements right on it.
Dude, have you seen how expensive bras can be? And obviously, it's a good investment, so a lot of women spend money on them because you want it to be comfortable, you want it to last a good while. Maybe you want some antimicrobial materials, right? Make it not stink and get all funky. I remember once a chick I was dating, we ended up going to like Victoria's Secret, and I couldn't believe it was like $45 a bra.
Oh, did you bust out 2 nice bras? Now it's like a tire on your car. The same, you know?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So
True, man.
that would be rough. I mean, maybe one thing that maybe why we should, I guess, celebrate women a little bit more, you know?
Yeah, the things they go through to look good. Or extra good, I should say.
And can you believe, I mean, women are usually probably designing these bras, so they really should just handle it out with each other, because it's like, as a woman, you should know my suffering. Why are you charging me $80 for a nicer bra? That's like woman on woman crime.
Supply and demand. The funny thing is supply is super high and so is demand, but they don't care.
So I don't know, really, women, I mean, you gotta
They're undercutting
talk
each
to
other. They gotta be friends, you know what I mean?
You gotta tighten up. All these Karens, you know, they gotta start caring, dude.
They don't. That's the last thing they do.
So maybe they've been supporting Karens this whole time. Regular women, you know, that
Is
are
that what they call titties now?
anti-Karen.
Karens? Yeah.
You know, they're supporting Karen because they're out buying all of her bras that she's trying to manipulate you into wearing.
Maybe that's why she's so mad. She spent so much money on bras and still doesn't look good.
God, dude.
She has that stupid pixie haircut, though, that she has.
But
only few women can have that pixie haircut. Like, to me, you're either drop dead gorgeous with that haircut or you're just one of the worst people I've ever seen in my life. Where I'm almost losing my lunch. Disgusted with that haircut.
Well, one thing, and this is, I don't know, you started thinking about this, but I guess maybe I would want to wear a bra because you'll see like a picture of or a movie, you know, Kill Bill, and she's got a gun in her bra. And plus, it's not like, you know, you can sneak stuff in the movies in your bra. You put it in there, dude. This lady
Milk
had
duds, which is
had
the
a whole
best thing you
pantry.
can
She had a whole pantry.
Milk duds,
right
man.
under. She's like, "What do you want?" I was like, "Hey, can you get me a bag of chips?" Pulled it out her bra. "Can I get a Snicker?" Pulled it out there. She's like, "Can you have a steak?" She's like, How do you want it cooked?"
Dude, it sounds like she had that Mary Poppins stop him from flopping bra, huh?
Dude, just everything was in there, dude. The right one was a little bit hotter. She had, you know, she had corn dogs on the right side. She had fries. And then the other one was more of like the cold stuff, you know?
Yeah, her left one dispensed ketchup. The other one was mustard, her nipple.
All the fixings in there, dude.
But I mean, ketchup is red just like blood, so it could have been blood, but
Hey,
you know.
I was okay. It saved me some money there in the movie theater.
I'm anemic, so that really helps me out. Given the weather change now recently, just to switch, we look different today. I mean, obviously the people won't be able to see us, but clearly we got thicker knit sweaters. We talked about it, that we prefer like the fall weather. So how do you feel being able to change your wardrobe? How does that make you feel? Because now you get to strut around a little bit differently.
Yeah, to me it's like more comfortable, you know what I mean? Because I like shorts, but they're not as like comfortable as like sweats in a way, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna be outside, I'm gonna get mosquito bites, dude. These mosquitoes out here, they like fajitas. I'm out there, you know, all of a sudden it's a Mexican buffet. But these ones, I can go out on the elements, I'm comfortable, keeps me warm, and I don't have to worry about bugs. Somebody throws a snowball at me, I'm good, you know what I mean? Imagine if we wore shorts during winter. Well, I guess you still can, but somebody throws a snowball. Next thing you know, you got frostbite. You know? They have to amputate your leg because somebody was... Not with these bad boys. It might get a little bit moist, you know, after. But other than that, you're like more comfortable. You don't even need to throw on a blanket if you don't want to. You know, you just have a nice big old hoodie. And you just sleep just like a beautiful nun.
I think it's just like that constant feeling of being hugged, right? Like maybe I wasn't hugged enough as a kid, but having long pants just kind of like around my legs, my arms, I just feel secure, like someone's carrying me. Because someone right now wouldn't be able to carry me unless they were the world's strongest man. That would last like 30 seconds. and be like, motherfucker, you're too fucking heavy. Get off me right now. And that's the end of my hug. So having these like heavy knit cotton sweaters, the joggers or the sweatpants, the extra thick socks, like the wool or cotton, it just
and then your feet feel so good, you know?
Yeah, and they're warm.
It's like you put your feet inside of a toaster almost. You know, and it just like warms them up. It's not like the super bright red, but it's like, you know, just like the little.
It's probably like if marshmallows had feelings, like when they get dipped in hot chocolate, just that first sensation when you feel nice and warm before they like die and melt. That's probably what it feels like.
But yeah, one thing that I don't like about the cold though is that my feet are like super hot. You know, I got those hot tamales, dude, and then it'll start getting cold, and my feet are so hot it'll condense. I step outside and all of a sudden my hot feet, dude, it turned to soggy feet. So I'm out there soggy, freshening it up. You know, I start stepping. It's like, is that Donald Duck? No, is it a puddle? No, it's just my feet, dude. My sweat's coming out of my paws. You know, so I gotta throw some absorbents in there. You know,
some fucking foot powder,
some foot powder, some Ajax.
Yeah,
whatever's in there. That's, you know, some sand. Sometimes I get my cat's litter. If I'm completely out of everything, works the best.
And I'm the opposite. Like my limbs, I have like very hot core. So like my chest, my stomach, that area always stays like pretty warm. But like my hands and my feet, they get cold fast. So that's why I always have like the thick socks, the wool. Usually I have gloves on, or like with the hoodie, I always have my hands in my pocket if I'm cold because I gotta keep them warm. I don't do well with the extremities in the cold.
You're like a little Puerto Rican kangaroo, dude.
Dude, I am a Puerto Rican kangaroo.
You know?
Yeah.
God, dude.
The first of its kind. I should start breeding. Otherwise, we're going to die off like the ligers.
The Puerto Rican kangaroos?
Yeah.
Now, what breeding restrictions you think they're going to impose on you?
I mean, they're probably another Puerto Rican kangaroo. That seems pretty reasonable if I want to keep it alive.
Are you worried about too much of the same relative? Because it's hard to find Puerto Rican kangaroos.
Inbreds? Yeah, I'm worried about that.
You know, so what would you think one of the first defects for the Puerto Rican kangaroos would be?
Probably no sense of taste. You know, because we cook good food.
Oh, I thought maybe it caught COVID.
But it's like permanently has COVID, but it never dies.
COVID, dude.
So it just spreads it.
Poor
It's
kangaroo.
this like you have to decide with humanity if you're gonna off it for the sake of, you know, a pandemic, or if you're gonna let it live. Right?
It's like
that's
are
the
you
ultimate
inbred
human
or is
sacrifice.
it COVID, kangaroo? And then are they going to be able to talk?
They're gonna have to, but they'll probably speak German. And the reason I say that is because going back to killing someone off who has a pandemic, like all those people are like, oh, if I could go back in time, I'd kill Hitler as a kid. I will tell you right now, I would not be able to do that. You telling me I'm going to look a kid in the face, even though I know it's going to be Hitler, I'm just going to kill him on sight? Get out of here. All those people are liars. So if you say that, I don't trust you.
Dude, I never even thought about killing a kid before.
Yeah, like, that's the thing. It's like, I would make sure Hitler was never even born. I was like, so you're just going to commit abortion just because?
Damn, dude.
I don't know. It's just a weird... I know it's a weird... But first, people are like, oh, that's an interesting take, Hollis. Why would you say that? I was like, why would you even bother bringing up Hitler? He's already dead.
Is this part of your issues of not being carried as a kid?
Maybe. Maybe that's why I like hoodies so much.
Because, dude, think about maybe how your mom felt. Do you think your parents feel weird? It's like, they can always carry you, and then there's just one day that you're just like, dude, this kid's too fucking big. I can't carry him anymore. I'm tired of him.
Dude, I was a 10-pound baby, so that was right out of the womb. From the womb to the tomb, they was never carried enough.
I was pretty... I don't know how many kilos, but, dude, I was a big old baby, too. But me, it was mostly my head. You know, I'm head heavy. So that's the thing, is that they thought they pull out the baby, you know, and, oh, it's just his head.
They thought they got a little pigeon, except you just couldn't balance your head. That equilibrium was
They had to wedge me out, you know. Well, they actually had, you know, popped me out. It's like, oh, you know, this is his stomach. It's his head. They thought I had no limbs.
You always thought they always thought you were gonna freestyle because you're sitting there bobbing your head and like, oh, he's getting ready with them lyrics in his head. It's like, nah, his head is just too fucking heavy for his neck.
Barely carry it, dude. All my baby pictures, dude, look like Stephen Hawking. Dude, just my head's just leaning over to the
Cocked
side.
to the side, yeah.
But now I got this like Mike Tyson neck, dude. People look at my neck, they're like, look at that Neckosaurus Rex, baby, and it's just.
Like back in the medieval days, if they thought you were a witch or a sorcerer or whatever they called back then, you're like, I choose to be hung.
Look
my neck.
Look at this Bronto, this Mexican Bronto. You know, so now with my neck's, I got that. I heard it's like it's harder to knock you out if you have a thick neck.
Yeah, because you can take the it's just with weight. Like that's why weight classes exist, is because the shock distributes differently around like the body mass. So that's why some guy that's 190 pounds, he could knock out a 300 pounder, but the 300 pounder is gonna have an easier time.
So I mean, that's one of the benefits, about
having a thick neck, huh?
But then it's like having a big head, I don't know. It's like, you almost look like when you're a kid. Luckily, I wasn't always like super skinny, but I mean, whenever
you just look disproportionate.
You just look like a match. Somebody would. I'd be walking down, and these kids, one of them, they pick me by the legs, the other one by the torso, and they're rubbing my head on the concrete, dude.
Trying to get that.
Next thing you know, there's a fire drill, because if somebody's trying to bully me there in the hall, dude, a fire. Jose started it, dude. No, I got suspended.
Your middle name is now Arson. Just
Jose Arson. Jose Arson, dude.
Yeah.
The arsonist, dude.
Dude, have you heard of the arsons up the street? Yeah, that boy lights anything on fire with his big old head.
God, how about arsonists though, dude?
Or you could look like a spoon. Just get some silver teeth. You get some silver grills, you look like a spoon.
Or they'd get me back in the day. If I was maybe in the medieval days. You know how they break in the door with that giant log? They just carry me, dude. Somebody carries me, and then that would be my job.
You just break into doors,
it's like, all right, grab Jose, dude. We have to bust this castle door down. They grab me. They got to carry me, dude, head first. Boom, I knocked down the gate. Now I'm knocked out, I can't do anything. I can't fight. I'm just over there traumatized,
Run the 40 dash in like 5 seconds, and I guarantee the SWAT will employ you, because they still break down doors like that. Or Dog the Bounty Hunter. I think he'll need a psychic like
I might have to go against the bull, dude. Settle this. Who's got the thickest neck, dude? Jose against the bulls.
The bulls would just die. They'd wither.
Dude, I'd be headbutting them, dude. Are you scared of headbutting, dude? Have you ever thought about headbutting someone?
Yeah, but I'm afraid of brain damage. Like, even as a kid, I would have like these moments. Like, I loved spinning around and having a dizzy sensation, right? And even now, I think, like, has that really fucked me up? Like, is that why I'm so weird sometimes? Because then all my fluids are like swirling around, and I know the brain doesn't really like spin around a lot, but there's still like ridges in your skull where if you move your head enough, you're gonna like cut up in your brain a little bit. So I feel like a lot of my quirkiness sometimes is due to me spinning and like maybe some head injuries from like riding bikes and rollerblades.
Dude, I love, now that you mention it, like right now I hate the feeling of being dizzy, but I remember when you're a kid, you're like, I'm gonna see how dizzy I can get until like my head breaks. You want that permanent damage, because it's like that's like the first kind of like high that you get. It's like free.
It's free. It doesn't damage your liver. I mean, it damages your brain, but if you want that same feeling now, people just turn to alcohol, which is far more dangerous and more expensive, and money over everything. Fuck your health, right? But money.
And you challenge yourself. It's like, dude, now I'm going to spin for a minute. And I'm going to see if I can walk.
And then you brag about it to like your friend. Oh, I spun around for 30 minutes.
How much can you spin? Dude, I can spin for 2 minutes. Nuh-uh. Show me. I'm going to put you on the merry-go-round. Now they don't even have merry-go-rounds at the parks.
No, it's because of the fucking masculinity. They can't call it merry-go-round. What if she doesn't identify as a she or Mary?
Mary wants to go around as a square. Mary goes square.
They go square.
So is that the reason they took him?
I think so. It had to do with
merry-go-round. All the Marys got mad.
They got mad at the name.
Screw you, Marys. Whatever. God, man, merry-go-rounds.
Yeah, trademarked.
But I mean, that was one of the best games. You ever play on the merry-go-round?
I love the merry-go-round, man.
It's with your buddies, And then eventually, it's like you're spinning way too fast. I don't even know how it happened. You know what I mean?
Like, what's that machine where it's like
at the carnivals?
Yeah.
And then it's like gravity defying. Because that's what happened with the merry-go-round, but it didn't have the walls.
No, you were just, you let loose. So whoever let go last was king.
That's how they tasted your faith back in the day with religion. It's like whoever whoever holds on to the merry-go-round at the end actually believes in the Lord.
That's that iron rod.
Exactly. Then some of these guys, they got freaking lost, dude. They're over there. Ooh, where's Jose? Bam! There he goes. Oh, he's with the Death Eaters. Now I'm hanging out with Lord Voldemort.
And you got skulls and snakes on your forearm.
Oh, dude, I'm a skinhead all of a sudden, dude, and I'm Mexican. And just because they threw me in the merry-go-round.
And you look like a match. Now you're carrying a match around that look like a wand that looks like a match.
That was horrible, dude. How long could you last on the merry-go-round? You think you?
I can't think of now because my sense of time as a kid is now warped, right? But are you saying now or as a kid? If I could...
Probably as a kid. Were you that? Because I don't think I was ever the last kid standing.
Dude, I was always top 2.
Always top 2? You were always in the top?
Yes.
There's some games like
And I think it's because I knew how to distribute my weight and like how to hold. Like, it's better than just your hands. Like, pin yourself with like your armpit, and you'd wedge yourself in good.
oh, see, not me, dude. I was dumb. I don't even know how to tie my shoes. Look, always untied. I try to tie myself to the thing, dude. I don't know how to tie a knot, you idiot. You know. Little did I know, that's why I'm flying all over the place. I don't know how to tie my shoe.
So you got these weebelows from fucking Cub Scouts just beating the hell out of you just because they know how to tie 4 nooses.
And I'm mad because I'm supposed to be the Mexican kid, dude. Here I'm losing to all these idiots. You know what I mean?
And they're just shouting, "Scouts honor, Scouts honor!"
God, and
after they beat you. That's
dude, they
so
weren't even
embarrassing.
Eagle Scouts. Dude, they were fetus scouts. They weren't even Cub Scouts. They were the bottom, dude. These kids, they didn't even know their own names. They just merry-go-round, merry-go-round. Here I lost, dude. I'm in 6th grade. And then I tried to do the trick. Remember they tell you, it's like, so if you don't want to get dizzy, whenever you're spinning, you'll close your eyes and try to open them back in the same spot. So then your eyes see like the same spot. Like focus on a tree and try to open again.
Yeah, why was that so popular as a kid? Like you thought you were so successful if you always looked at the same thing.
Yeah, so I
and
close it
even
for
though
like
you
a
were
second.
never aligned, you'd like justify. Oh, it's in my peripheral, so I made it.
It's like, oh, I got it. And then it's like all of a sudden, Jose's got a lacy eye. That's why I wear glasses, probably, dude.
Dude, man, I wish your eye had more work ethic than you.
This thing's, look at this guy. I got one of these American eyes, dude. On my other one, my other Mexican eye, dude. It's doing all the, you know,
One of those white privilege
Chinese
eyes, huh?
dude. I got one of those freaking putting in
child labor
extra
laws.
work, dude.
Yeah.
I got this one. Got to carry the right eye all the time, dude.
Yeah, your left eye's been drinking tea,
God, dude.
building iPhones.
And
You
then
name it, man.
My right eye, dude.
Faulty little action figures.
God, freaking right eye, dude. Imagine how mad, like, if your eyes have feelings, how pissed off my left eye actually is, you know? Like, because your body is like a bunch of organs working at the same time, you know?
Yeah.
And then this eye's probably talking trash. Like, I think I'm sleeping. It's like, you know, my left eye's like, you little bitch, dude. You know, you couldn't stay awake for Blade 2. You started twitching.
So you had to see the movie twice now.
God. Yeah, it wasn't even Blade 2. It was Blade 1, 2 times that I had to watch it.
You thought you were watching the sequel.
I'm like, dude, I watched Blade 2. No, you watched it 2 times, you freaking idiot. You know?
Dude, you know, the body is like... So basically, everyone should want to be a communist. Because everyone should pull or have equal distribution of their things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because it's like, dude, there's capitalism in my body, dude. It's not working,
It's
dude.
not working because you got one eye working hard than the other, reaping the benefits.
Giving taxes to my right eye. You know, and just living off his social security, dude. This guy on disability.
Yeah, looking
my
like...
right eye.
You got looking like Mexican Nick Fury over here. Fucking Avengers. Needing the eye patch.
They just screw it, dude. I'm tired. I might get it pulled out. Actually, not. You got me amped up. I'm gonna pull it out tomorrow, dude.
Nicolás Furioso.
And I'll feed it to my left eye, dude. I'll say, put my right eyeball behind my left eyeball. Just, it'll absorb it like a twin.
Dude, that would be like a 60-20 vision because it like doubles the amount or triples it or like 1.5 or whatever. You'd have that 60-20 vision in the one eye.
Imagine if I could like make it pop out too, like those people that make their eyes pop out.
Dude, that freaks me out. You know what the funny thing is?
Mean mugging.
Like an idiot as a kid, I'd stare in the mirror trying to get my eyes to do that and it never worked. I don't even know how people do it. Obviously, they're genetic freaks.
Would you ever get dizzy because you would like try like that?
Yeah, because then you get lightheaded because you got like you're stopping
your blood. Dude, I would do the same thing too, and then you feel like ants are all over your head. You know what I mean? You're like,
yeah, like when kids do that when they get mad and they like hold their breath and shake their head really hard because they're throwing this tantrum. And it's like basically parents want that because the kid will pass out. They've bought themselves 15 minutes for something, just some peace and quiet, right?
They're doing that challenge from back in the day. Remember where it's like you hold your breath or somebody karate chops you in the throat and then you die for like 10 seconds and they bring you back to life. Parents are doing that with their kids.
Yeah. And they're getting away with it. And if that kid runs away, the cops will go find him for free. Not really for free. I mean, if you're a taxpayer, you're paying for it, but...
Did you ever try to run away when you were a kid?
I thought I was going to, and then I like...
You're in the backyard.
I was in Target, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to run away. And then I got to the front of Target, and I'm like, I'm not going to survive anything, so I just went back to find my mom. Like, I thought I was going to throw this tantrum and she was going to give in, but Latina moms don't give in like that.
Dude, remember how big...
They call your bluffs.
How big buildings were when you were a kid?
Even cars. Some cars, like, were so spacious, you could, like, jump in a car.
Now you look at it, dude. It's like, dude, my parents had a Beetle. You know what I mean? So how they had a Fiat, they had a smart car. How did they get 30 people in here?
Dude, now I fart in a Scion TC, and the moment I roll down the window, you hear the air pressure come out. They're small.
They thought it was that Tokyo Drift, dude. It's that freaking horse.
Yeah, they thought I had this nice turbo in that engine, but...
God, dude, it's like, is that a diesel? No, dude, it's freaking twin turbo, dude. That's what it's got, dude.
This is what Tesla's about to be.
Is that, you're feeding it manure, dude.
They thought electricity, all natural gas is the way to go.
God, dude. Dude, imagine how crappy that would be. You have to, like, eat a bunch of fiber and to start your car, you have to...
Hey, beans and rice.
Woof.
Beans have a lot of fiber in them.
But just imagine how... Because sometimes it's nice when you release gas, but...
Not when you have to, like, out of necessity.
You know
if you
what I
eat
mean?
something, you're just like,
so mad.
now I got to keep farting. And now, like, if you have butt hairs, they're kind of singed because of all the heat that's coming out.
And that's the worst smell. If we talk about smells, burned hair,
Yeah, when it's, like, hot and it's steamy, it's going to stink.
Hot ass on a cold day, one of those, right now in the winter.
Yeah.
You get a whiff of that, dude. That's always has been one of my fears.
I'm a walking Mr. Heat Buddy, if you ever seen one of those. You just put the propane tank in.
You get that good flame.
Dude, you can. That methane.
That's the best, is like when you start it or when you shut it off. It gets that last push.
What did you prefer as a kid? Like, did you like giving people buttercups or Dutch ovens, or do you not know what I'm talking about?
No, I like it's like when you hold it. What's that one? Is that a Dutch oven?
I call that the buttercup.
Okay, I like
so,
that
like, you
one.
fart in your hand and then you just throw it in someone's face.
They're like, dude, I got a gift for you.
Yeah.
They're like, what? Open it. And then you're like, oh, are you going to open it? What is it? I'm so excited. Like, oh, get close. It's a gem that I found. And then, they put their nose right to it. I open it. Dude, he's got pink eye.
Dude, he's like, dude, Jose, is that Campbell's chunky beef stew?
It's like, no, dude, I got some hair. I got some air from Mount Kilimanjaro, and I put it in my hand. Dude, I went on a trip. I saved it for you. You want to smell it? You want to get a scent of India? And then dude, here they thought that they were smelling another country. They were smelling host beef the whole time, dude.
Essence of host beef.
Yeah.
And all in a bottle.
What about you? That's what you like to do too?
Yeah, I thought that was funny to do. I mean, I don't know why boys like doing that stuff, but it is funny.
Oh, dude, girls be farting it up too. They don't act.
I'm not saying they don't fart, but they don't cup their hands around their buttholes and
dude,
throw it
they
in
do
someone's
double
face.
hands, dude. They do a clam.
Yeah.
So us
the
will
clam's
put it
on the other
hand,
side of the body.
and they'll go.
It's on the front side, not the back
They'll
side.
go like that. Boom. Get both, but they go like that, like they're praying, and then hold it in, and you get dual.
Wait, are you saying a fart and a queef?
Yeah, get both dual it up,
jeez.
dude. Just throw it on there like that, like a kamehameha, dude.
What do they
throw
call
that
that?
at you, dude?
A Hadouken? What do they call that?
I don't know, dude. They throw that magic at you, dude.
A freef?
Next thing you know, I'm in class. I got a boner. Look, Jessica's over there. I thought she was Hadouken me the whole time. No, she's blowing her freaking smells, and I'm just picking it up, like an animal. She's tapping into my my serpent brain, my reptilian freaking brain, dude.
Dude, this went a dark path, man. You're sitting here getting turned on due to some little brown eye juice and God knows what else.
Well, speaking of dark paths, I think it's time for the Unsolved Mysteries of the Internet.
Unsolved Mysteries of the Internet?
Yes, this is a new segment. This is exactly why we have Javi, to make sure that we introduce to you guys this subject that we're going to talk about on every single podcast that we have, and it is Unsolved Mysteries of the Internet.
And we'll answer a question from somebody online that's in need of necessity. And this one was posted today, but go ahead and let us know what the question is.
Yeah, this one was posted by Reddit user Neurotica9000. The question poses as, how do I carry a baby safely if I frequently fall?
I think it all is in the name. They're
Neurotica.
Neurotica. They have neurotic symptoms, so they probably have cerebral palsy. You probably can't even hold a spoon. You shouldn't hold a human life form in its infancy at all. So for you, I mean, the answer is you just don't.
This lady thought it was probably erotica. She's like, my doctor diagnosed me with erotica. No, because the printer was out of toner, you idiot. It didn't print the whole thing. It's neurotica, like you said. It's with the nerves. She's got seizures. She's been falling everywhere. Why are you picking up a baby?
Listen, what you can do is this. You can ET the thing, right? Get yourself a nice electric wheelchair, get yourself a little basket, and have the person place the baby in there. Then you can just kind of hover your hands around the baby close enough.
Or now they even got those, those kind of like hammock things. You know, they got the ones that you put in place, and it'll rock the baby for you. Invest in one of those. Or if not, make a hammock. It's a baby. You know, you just grab a piece of cloth.
They're pliable.
You know?
They fall. They'll be fine.
Yeah.
They're squishy little beans.
Why are you carrying a baby? Like, why are you even asking on the internet? Why haven't you gone, You want your baby to die before you actually go to the doctor?
I mean, this person says if they fall a lot.
What's the rest of that it says? Like the...
So the backstory to this, she's due at the end of December, and her health is apparently terrible. I'm looking for more practical solutions than carrying a baby in a car seat around up and down the stairs around my house.
So she hasn't had her baby?
No, she's going to have her baby in December.
Oh.
I, for some reason, didn't even consider this woman is pregnant. I just thought this was someone who falls all the time. I was like, I want to hold a baby. But everyone's like, I've seen you try to walk. You're not going to touch my baby. So this changes the entire the game now.
So she's pregnant. She's currently pregnant.
And yes, she falls a lot, though.
She's currently pregnant, due in December, and frequently falls.
Oh, dude, that's...
I mean, it depends on what she's trying to do. Because if she's a gymnast, she needs to cut that stuff out immediately, right? You shouldn't be tight roping or doing that little horse thing or the high bar while you're pregnant, much less with a baby in your hand. Of course you're going to fall. Stick to normal human activities, like walking from the couch to the fridge.
Well, also right now it's COVID, so what are you even doing walking all over the place? If you're pregnant, unless you're like an essential worker, why... I literally walk across a room to go to work, and I'm in a sedentary position pretty much the whole week. You know what I mean? So maybe do that. I mean, unless what kind of work? I mean, she would have to tell us what kind of work she's doing. You know, because like if she's a stripper, why are you still stripping? If she's working construction, tell them to put you in a tractor. You know what I mean? What kind of I guess feet work are you doing?
You know, being a Puerto Rican kangaroo, marsupial, we have pouches. So maybe just buy yourself a big old hoodie, 5XL, cut something out a little on the top, slip the baby in. Now that hoodie's going to hold up, you're going to hold the baby. Just make sure you don't fall forward,
but yeah,
though.
If
you're going to fall, you're going to have to fall backwards.
Maybe we can get her a roll cage, like the cars.
Yeah.
We hook up a roll cage from her shoulders to her waist, so it goes kind of like a C. Looks like she's wearing a C, both sides. So if, she's carrying the baby, she falls on her back, she's just going to rock the baby. She's going to turn into like a rocking chair.
Yeah.
And just rock the baby to sleep, and then she opens her eyes. Oh, what happened? I fell. But now the baby's asleep.
And now she's going to waste thousands of dollars trying to diagnose why the baby's always asleep, thinking she has narcolepsy. But that's okay, because that's actually a really good idea. And then that baby will have a fascination with gymnastics.
So let's get her that. Tell the lady we'll get her some roll cages. She's got to get some roll cages. Maybe start with some hula hoops. Make a prototype. Cut the hula hoop in half.
Find yourself a nice local welder, a trusted welder. Check if it's Gephardt approved.
Or Angie's List.
Or Angie's List, yep. Craigslist, you can't trust Craig. You can trust anyone named Angie. Check Angie's List. See if the welder will make you a custom roll cage, preferably iron, because I think it's a bit cheaper. Maybe you can upgrade to steel if you have the money, but start with iron.
A human roll cage, dude. That's
such a good invention,
dude. Exactly. So you got it, Javi. Human roll cage, and I think that's the. I mean that has to solve all her issues. You can't if she does something to the baby after a roll cage. It's like, lady, you should have given it up for adoption.
Absolutely.
If you're that concerned, you can't even be in a roll cage.
You think how awful, like, speaking of adoption, that process is kind of like buying a car, isn't it?
An adoption?
Yeah, because you like window shop, right? Like, this sounds awful, but if
window shop, but you're looking at baby's mad at me. I think I know why. That's what the baby's saying, It's
yeah.
like, window shop.
But think about it, like a nice couple or whatever, they look for the kids, right? And they first of all, there has to be some sort of a physical appeal, whatever they want, right? They want it to be nerdy, they want it to be chunky, they want it to be skinny, to fatten them up, whatever they want, right? There's some sort of visual appeal that has to attract them to the kid. Then they like interview the kid, which is like a test drive, right? Like, oh, I like the look of this one. Let me chat it up and do like a little test drive. And then I think they do. And
Check the medical records like a mechanic.
Yeah, like show me the Carfax.
Oh, this one belonged to a mom that was on a roll cage, and this guy fell a couple times. You know, salvage title, dude.
How many times has this kid's oil been changed? You know, how many times has he shit himself? Because I can't keep buying new bed sheets.
Oh.
I'm bougie and I have these 600 down quill sheets or whatever. You have to protect your investments, right? But anyways, they take the kid home. Maybe they do that whole foster thing. That, you know, they do like test and drive. And they take, I don't want him or her, whatever. I don't want it. Take it back. And they just keep trying until they
that
find
would suck,
one.
huh? And they're like, you know what? You already put too many miles on this kid. We're gonna charge you. You know, we gave you the baby. His feet were perfect. You returned the baby because you didn't want him. Now his feet are calloused. What's that? He's got look at his toenails. You didn't. Now he's got fungus on his. We're gonna charge you $2,000 for returning the baby. You think you can just pull out of your contract like that? What kind of games are we playing? Do you want a baby or not?
And think of how much Hollywood glorifies orphans. And I'm not saying they should.
They make them look like rock stars
like
almost.
Sucks.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oliver Twist. Did he's like
Annie, right? You got the three girls.
Matilda, isn't she an orphan?
No, I don't think so. Or yeah, maybe.
Maybe she was abandoned because her parents were witches. Harry Potter, dude.
Dude, Harry Potter's the goat orphan.
Right?
And the thing is,
he didn't even do anything.
He's still bitch, and he had magic.
Yeah. It's like your parents made you immortal.
No, the goat orphan, Stuart Little, is a fucking little rat, and he got adopted.
Oh, damn.
You can buy a rat for $15, but that family went through the transaction of government papers and probably close to $30,000 to adopt a rat that was gonna die in 12 months.
Imagine how shitty all the other orphans felt there,
Yeah,
dude.
like, you picked a rat, there's 70 other of these.
What kind of orphanages did they go to? This must have been the worst orphanage. The best thing they had is a rat.
Yeah, like, I like this cute little blonde boy, and I'm gonna take this rat with me. Fuck them kids.
Yeah, it's like all these other fucking kids, dude. They went to a salvage title fucking orphanage, dude. You know, it must have been, dude.
But think of like the orphans that watch these orphan movies and gives them false hope. That's got to be crushing.
They think it's gonna be like a guy, you know, he's like
some
they're
rich
so
dude that's
happy,
gonna
some
give them a
rich-
water slide in their own room, and meanwhile the family can't even cook a nice mac and cheese for them.
they're gonna make you their servant, you idiot.
Yeah, they're like, you're not even our real kid. Clean the dishes. It's like a whole nother Cinderella story, except there's no glass slippers.
Just tears made out of glass.
Yeah, just orphans that just cry at night because they thought they found the home that they loved, but they'd rather be back at the orphanage.
Now, have you ever seen in Utah like an orphanage?
No,
Right?
never.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
So I've always thought about that, or wherever they keep the nuns.
yeah.
There's like supposedly a nun place here, but where do they keep all the nuns?
think of how critical it would be to see, you know, those APSCA commercials with those dogs and cats that are like supposedly mistreated, and they're sitting on there, and Sarah McLachlan's like, "In the arms of the angel," and that cat and the dog is shivering, but it's just because
Only 5 cents.
they literally just did the ALS challenge on the dog, so they poured a bucket of ice. That's why it's shivering. Like,
They profited off of that.
Yeah.
Now they're gonna profit even more. Oh, now look at the dog. He's hypothermic. They're gonna think he's hungry.
yeah. And of course his back is bent. You just went from 90-degree weather to ice trap. That's going to warp any bone.
God,
right?
dude.
But
Looks like a boomerang, dude. Poor
So,
freaking.
so take APSCA and try to put kids in it. Do you not think that would be effective? Like, you're just going to have some hungry kid or whatever, just like a love-starved kid, right? Then maybe they feed him well. It's just, in the arms of the angel. And
That's like the original Cloud Chase. Because remember now people are like, oh, don't you feed something to a homeless guy. They're like, oh, don't post it at social media. They don't know how they feel. The homeless man feels so embarrassed. But now, you know, you see that on TV. Imagine this kid, he gets adopted. And then, you know, they're still using his commercial. And he's like a doctor now.
And they don't give him any royalties.
They're like, dude, aren't you the orphan from 1997? Are you my doctor? It's like, you look like the orphan. Imagine just being the orphan, the poster boy orphan.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like a good orphan story like Oliver Twist or any of the other orphans. You're like the bottom of the orphans. You know, you got flies on each eye. Dude, you got freaking a snake coming out of your ear, and you're shivering, And that's how the world sees you.
They didn't even pay him royalties. They didn't even pay him to go through medical school. And the thing I hate worse about those commercials is that voice of that woman that makes you feel guilty for no reason. Like, I'm just trying to watch the Super Bowl, and this lady's like, for 15 cents a day, you can feed the pets of the world that are starving. Have a heart or be heartless. Your choice. She doesn't say those exact words, but that's exactly what she means.
And they literally just spent $30 million to air it on the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just give them your $30 million of your commercial and fed them for like 10 years?
Yeah, so here I am feeling like a piece of shit, and I have to redirect that energy because honestly I shouldn't feel like one. So now I get mad at the lady and the commercial in general.
And all they're doing is they're just siphoning the money. It's a pyramid scheme. 15 cents, but this lady, she's keeping, $80 an hour. How much does she get paid?
And she's driving around in a Beanzzz G-Wagon.
God, dude.
It's like, oh, I pick up stray cats in this. This is a tax write-off.
Dude, I'm just mad, honestly.
We got to
expose
expose
them.
About
orphans.
Let's cancel APSCA.
Cancel that. Cancel orphans.
APSCA.
Dude, for orphans, they should just make like a college. So they just live in a college, so then they get super smart. So they don't have to wait to get adopted. So they're just like, becoming.
You can,
it's like
though,
an X-Men facility.
People think it's a Spanish university though, because it's going to be College O for college orphans, and people just think that adding O at the end of anything, they're like College O. That's a Spanish university.
I'm not supporting it, dude.
None of these kids walking out of here are bilingual. It's a failing university.
God,
change your name.
Dude, I can see that. The next thing you know, it's like Trump University, dude.
Yeah.
God, bro.
With Spanish, do you guys have things like in Mexico where you call one product by the name of like the first brand that was in Mexico? For example, like in Puerto Rico, you can still say pasta de diente, which is toothpaste, literal translation, but everyone says colgate.
Colgate, yeah.
So they're like, dame colgate de Crest. I was like, you want Colgate of Crest, huh? You don't see the oxymoron in that?
It's that bootleg, dude.
Yeah.
God, I can't think of one off the top of the head, dude.
You got Fabuloso is probably the best example of that in Mexico, I think.
But you guys got Fabuloso too, huh?
We do.
Fabuloso, because then it might be Mr. Clean, But like, hey, hit me with the Fabuloso. It's Mr. Clean, dude.
There's like we say pampel instead of pan.
Oh, I think that's instead of pañal.
Pañal or whatever they do. Yeah, we say pamper so much I don't even know what it is anymore. Pañales.
You think you're pampering something? Oh,
yeah.
Vente para que te dé pamper. Dude, pamper kind of that.
Comprame unos pamper huggy, por favor.
Pamper, dude, that would be a cool name for a kid, dude.
Pamper.
What's up, Pamper? Now it kind of sounds like thuggish now,
You would have to get free Pampers the rest of at least during that kid's infancy, right? Like, because it's a promotion. You're promoting that business, so I think that they would have to give you free diapers.
Hey, now speaking for Pampers, I got Pamper Olsen. See? This is just like this tough guy. He's like 30, but he still looks like a baby. He's like a buff baby. Pamper Olsen.
He's a heavyweight UFC fighter.
Dude, Pamper Olsen?
Yeah.
Oh, dang,
265. 6'5".
Undefeated. Was he an orphan, Pamper Olsen? Or what was...
his last name starts with an O, so we're going to stick to that story, so yes.
Dang. And this is a moving story. We have Pamper Olsen making his debut. He was an orphan, and... He went to that school, dude. College O.
College O. Didn't learn a lick of Spanish.
Dude, and he's white.
Pasty.
God, dude.
Dude, it looks like he's naked when he wears that diaper because it's just as pasty.
Looks like Casper, dude.
Yeah.
So the Michelin Man fighting me, dude?
It's like a Ken doll. No genitals. It's just all flat.
God, dude. He's all fluorescent, dude. I thought he was a bottle of toothpaste when he was a baby, dude. I thought he was that Colgate, dude. I grabbed him. The little kid starts crying.
Dude, I thought he was a toothbrush.
Ooh.
A little bit of hair on the top, yeah. Thought it was that Sonic Ultra brush. Charge you $50 plus $25 to refill every single head brush.
Is that what you got?
No, I don't have. I'm too poor for that.
No, I like for toothbrush. I always liked like the hard bristles, but now they don't really make them anymore, dude. Because it's it's cancel culture. They canceled them, dude. Now they get the soft or they get the medium brush.
Dude, I felt like kids with tooth problems or teeth problems as a kid. I was like watching the apocalypse unfold against me because I've never had a cavity yet. I'm pretty sure I might have one now. I haven't been for like a couple years, but I guess it's determined off genetics and then obviously maybe how well you keep your teeth. And as a kid, I never really cared for sweets, and I guess they say that sugar is the thing that decays the teeth the fastest. I usually was like, I like salty foods as a kid. I still kind of do. Now I've developed a bit of a sweet tooth, but I'd see these kids like, oh, I have my dentist appointment tomorrow and I have to get a crown or whatever, a root canal. I didn't even know what any of that
They
stuff
get checked
meant.
out of school early?
Yeah, and I'm like, these bastards.
Wouldn't that piss you off, dude?
Yeah.
And you're Hispanic, your parents aren't going to take you to see the dentist.
No, they'll do it for you. They'll just remove it with pliers.
They're like, oh, you're good with the fluoride that they give you in school. Then you get these kids coming in looking like Flavor Flav. I want one of those tooth, whatever, you know
It's
what
like
I mean?
gold. It's like all nice and shiny.
God, dude. I had one of those bean, I got that bean freaking tooth over here. My parents wouldn't even take me, like, oh, it gives you personality.
Look, you have a mouthful of corn. God, man, I wanted
dude.
gold or silver.
Jesus Christ, man. But that was always
Fraction drills,
I would always get jealous. Somebody checks you out,
Dude, there was nothing better than getting checked out of school early. And then looking at everyone like they were beneath you. Like, you would look at them, you're like, you're
Like,
such a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You're
like,
such a piece of shit.
look
I am
at you.
above you.
You're going to learn, idiot.
Yeah.
Me, I'm going to be on a car ride. You know what I mean? I'm going to be outside. My head's going to be sticking out the window, dude. I'm going to go on the merry-go-round early. I'm going to be the one that spins it.
Yeah, you'd like milk going to get your backpack off that hook. Because, like, if you didn't sit right next to it, you'd have to walk over, right? And I was kind of like a kid that was always a clown. So I'd be sent in the front of the class at the very, very corner. Like, basically kitty corner to the backpacks. So I had to, like, get up and walk. And I always made myself very rude and walk in front of the class. I wouldn't go to the back of the class and walk. I'd walk in front of them so I knew I was leaving, right? Just like a boss.
I'm like, oh, I'm so excited for McDonald's, Mom. On your, right before you hit the
Yeah.
freaking door.
And McDonald's and some fries.
And then you shut the door,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You let people know you left.
I'm going to McDonald's. You learn. You freaking eat your Uncrustable, you freaking peasant.
Your little celery sticks.
God, dude. Ants in a log, dude.
Did you ever like school food, by the way?
Oh, I love school food, man.
What was your favorite?
My favorite.
In all three, because I think your taste bud changes, right? Like in elementary, you might even have 2 to 3 different ones because you grow up kind of differently, and it's 6 to 7 years, give or take. And then you have middle school era, you might crave one thing, and then you have your high school era where you crave another thing.
Well, elementary, dude, I went to school in Glendale, and they had the best food, bro. They had, on Fridays, you could get chicken teriyaki. It had, like, white rice. You get a fortune cookie, So that was it, and probably in elementary, so I would probably say that chicken teriyaki. And chalupa, dude. Gave me that chalupa, dude. It was all crispy, and it just smelled different, It smelled like, God, what did it smell like, dude? It almost smelled like a car that couldn't pass emissions. A little bit smoky, and you get a little carbon in there.
It's bad for the
So it was
environment.
you're like, but I'm going to eat this, So that, and then after that, probably just pizza, honestly, dude. So burgers, the cheese always tasted too funky.
Yeah, so in elementary, I hated my elementary's lunch, but I loved their breakfast. I'd go there early, and they had, you'd get always a banana, and it was never like underripe, and it was never too ripe. That for whatever reason, they always had a good pick for the banana. And then you had your cereal, and I loved milk, so I'd always double up on the milk, just regular 2% milk, no chocolate.
2%, yeah.
Yeah, and then I just pour it in. Usually it would be Cocoa Pebbles for me, or Cocoa Puffs. I was big into those, and on occasion I get Frosted Flakes. But I have that, and then the fucking creme de la creme, which was honestly shitty if you think about it now. It was white bread that just had some butter on it with cinnamon and sugar, right? They had that as a side.
All sugar when you were a
Yeah,
kid.
like
Can you
they're
imagine
like,
the American
here's a
diet?
nutritious breakfast,
Yeah.
and it was milk. Okay, milk has a lot of nutrients. I get the milk, but then you have cereal, chock full of sugar.
And you eat that every day.
Yeah, and then you have white bread, which is the nutritional equivalent of crack cocaine, and then you just have cinnamon and sugar sprinkled on it. So cinnamon, okay, maybe it lowers your blood sugar just a little bit, but not enough to offset the cereal.
So
But
they-
I'd have that every day.
Yeah, that's how they trick kids into eating food, because the kids don't want to eat,
No.
But yeah, dude,
But so I
that always blows my mind. Like, just your diet as a kid, now that you think
Yeah.
about it, like, what you're eating at school is like, dude, how did I even survive? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I mean, in elementary, I didn't like their lunch, but I loved their breakfast. In middle school, they had basically these homemade Hot Pockets, but they were massive. And they'd always get it right. It was like golden crust on the outside, so it was nice and like crispy, but fluffy on the inside. They had the pepperoni and the melted cheese. I
It's like a
love
calzone
that.
or something, huh?
Yeah, and then in high school, kind of similar, but for whatever reason I love the pigs in the blanket. Again, they made their bread.
Dude, what school did you go to, dude? You one of these nun schools or what? You had pigs in a blanket, dude?
Yeah, pigs in the blanket. Cops, wrapped up, trying to be warm. I would just have that. Dip it in nacho cheese. Oh, man. And peaches on the side. Just nice peaches and syrup. Again, more sugar.
Dang, that sounds actually kind of nice right now. I would eat that right now.
Dude, man, that was good.
It's like ghetto peach cobbler almost.
A cup of nacho cheese. You get 2 pigs in the blanket. They were big, too. I dip them in the nacho cheese, eat them. And then my friend never liked milk. He always liked juice, so I'd get... They wouldn't let me get 2 milks. I don't know why. It throw off their inventory. It's like in school, learn to take inventory, right? I'm learning something. You should learn something about the job you're getting paid for. Let me take 2 milks. No, I always had to get a juice and a milk. So I would just trade my buddy. He'd always get the 2% milk for me, and I'd always get the juice for him. We'd swap. It was that Tampico orange juice, which
used to be so popular,
which was good, but I preferred milk, so we'd always swap that. But that was my lunch.
Tampico, Sunny D,
yeah.
Capri Sun. Dude, what happened
Tang?
to juices? Tang with the monkey?
That was the fancy stuff.
Dude, I didn't even know how to act after I saw the commercial. You see a monkey, he's scratching his tits. He's grabbing his balls in the commercial. Like, dude.
And think of the subliminal
what am I
messaging.
watching?
Like, as a kid, you love saying, it's a kick in the glass. But now as an adult, you realize they're just saying, it's a kick in the ass.
Yeah. You're like, God, I just want to monkey around. You know what I mean? I'm just hyped up sipping on this. And, dude, after I saw the monkey, I didn't even want to drink Kool-Aid, man. I'm just, the Tang, it's like, you get the big can. Did your parents ever get it? You're like, dude, I'm going to make myself some Tang, dude. And you just, like, throw it on there. It just, like, looked cooler than Kool-Aid to me, because Kool-Aid is still kind of see-through, kind of looks like...
it's, like, watered down. I mean, it looked it that way.
And then Tang, it just looked like you're actually... It was, like, just so super yellow. It looked like real juice, You're just like, oh.
It's just so in your face. And then they had country time. Like when you get, like, middle school area, you're like, I'm a bit classier. I'm going to get some country time. Powdered pink lemonade.
Stunt on these freaking people, dude.
Man,
dude, it was so much easier to stunt back in the day,
You could flex on people so easy with the dumbest shit back then.
With $4, dude, I got a Pizza Hut pizza. I didn't get school lunch, you peasant. I got myself a Pizza Hut pizza. You know what? I went to the Maverick for lunch. I got myself a Bahama Mama. You come back with the Bahama Mama. Oh, what are you eating over there, huh? A cheeseburger? You idiot. Look at my Bahama Mama.
Or the granddaddy of them all, like in high school, because now you could either drive or walk. You're like, I went to Gandolfo's. Got myself a nice meatball sub.
Or you come back with a burger. For me, it's like I go to Carl's Jr. I come back with those crisp cut fries.
Dude, my fat ass would come back with stuffed crust Pizza Hut.
Ooh.
Slam that bad boy on my desk.
Oh, you still hungry? Let me throw you a piece of my crust.
It was just as good as the other side of the pizza, if not better.
God, dude, sometimes
You're lucky I'm so generous.
Sometimes I would eat it
money.
backwards, dude. That pizza with the cheese crust, I would just start with the crust, and then I'd throw away the rest of the pizza because I only wanted the crust.
Dude, that's how rich we were back then.
So I'd be eating the crust, be like, "Oh, look at your pizza, dude. I got, you smell the pepperoni? It's the real pepperoni. I only wanted the crust. I'm gonna throw the rest away in front of your face."
Yeah, things are just so anticlimactic now. Like, you have these kids that have the latest iPhone, and they're only like 13 years old. They're walking around like they have no sense of work ethic to get anything they want. Like the fact that I was able to cop my first pair of like the Taxi 12 Jordans with my own hard money, I was flashing those bad boys like I just had a brand new baby and showing the whole world.
God, dude. You know what would feel also really nice? The first day of school and you get new clothes.
Oh yeah.
You're like, oh, dude.
You get that. You get this backpack. And you want all these like little slots. Like, oh, my pencil's gonna go here, and mine always looked like a fucking Hurricane Katrina just ran right through it. I was never organized. Yeah, you had like, the binder with like the zipper and all these pockets. You're like, I'm gonna use this for this, and never was I.
But in your mind, that first day, you're so prepared. You're like that Eagle Scout. So I'm gonna have this here. I'm gonna have this journal over here. Oh, I'm gonna take triple the notes. So I'm gonna have this thing that folds out into a chair come out of, got this binder that's going to fold out into a chair for extracurricular activities. And then after that, you leave your backpack in the locker, you never even use it again.
Yeah, you basically spend all summer thinking of how you're going to be like the best student ever and how you're going to succeed and like learn all this shit. And you get to school and you're like, ugh, this sucks.
Oh, you know what was worst? When you get a new outfit and you leave your tags on it. So you're like, you go stunting, you know what I mean?
It's as bad as honestly walking out of a stall and having the toilet paper stuck to your leg.
Yep, you look
just as bad.
Dude, it's like, oh damn, some nice ass shirt. I'll say, what's that? It's a Nike, whatever. You got an Air Jordan shirt, And then I forgot to take the tax off. The DI, you know, it's got Desperate Industries, $1. I'm like, fuck. Fake flex. That was the original fake flex, you know? You get caught with a different tag of your, this like, you got a $10, you know, your sweats were $10. Like, god damn, bro.
Remember there was a brand called Bum, B-U-M.
BUM. Yeah.
That was like a big brand back then.
Bum.
And then Mudd, M-U-D-D.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Like, I'm in school. Why is
We
you
knew a
spell
Robert
wrong?
Mudd, huh?
Yeah. I think we did.
What were you going to say?
Oh no, just I think it's about that time for some wholesome advice.
Some wholesome
It is.
advice.
Well, thank you again, Javi, for keeping us on track. Wholesome advice, Jose, Beef. I'll let you go first.
Oh, for wholesome advice. Heary. For wholesome advice, God, I don't think I haven't thought of anything. I never think about wholesome advice, honestly. We gave that lady pretty good advice, you know. But let's see. For wholesome advice,
No, we were solving her problem. That's not advice. I mean, it is advice, but we're trying to provide wholesome advice, not solving some lady's problem who doesn't know how to stand up.
so for wholesome advice, maybe I would. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do wholesome advice. Learn how to cook something. You know, because that's like people get bored. I can't go on a diet because I don't know how to cook. You know what I mean? Learn how to cook something. Go on YouTube, watch a cooking thing, cook something for someone. Surprise and be like, hey mom, you know, hey, you know, whatever, my significant other, hey, my dog. You know, you get your pets, cook them something. Maybe learn how to cook something, one meal. I think that would be and that's like a fun way to pass time too. You know. Because worst thing that can happen is that you fail, and then it's still funny, you know? That you're like, oh, dude, this does not look like the video, but you still try it, and you think it's amazing, so you try to justify your fail whenever you learn how to cook something,
Well,
and
it
it was
tastes good
shitty.
to me.
Well, it was good. Try it. Oh, what is this? What is this supposed to be? You know, pasta?
I like half a pound of iodine salt in my pasta.
Yeah. So he's like, what is that? You know, so
Like
maybe...
sores bubbling up on your tongue already. It's all the salt.
So maybe that's wholesome advice. You know, cook a meal for someone that you know that you love, or just for yourself. Cook yourself a nice meal. I mean, we have a lot of extra time. You can eat fast food anytime, but just learn one quick recipe, because there's really cooking. Once you kind of get into it, it's like it's almost the same thing for whatever, even ethnicity you're cooking. Almost, you know, it's just different condiments. So maybe learn how to cook chicken. Cook yourself a chicken breast, cook yourself a burger. But for wholesome advice, cook yourself something and share it with someone.
Some solid advice right there. Mine is just go karaokeing sober. You know, you'll learn a lot about yourself when you realize you're up there. You got the mic in your hand. You know, I sang Sarah McLachlan's "In the Arm of an Angel" terribly, but I sang it anyways. Granted, I'm not in front of a crowd, but I have gone karaokeing before. Don't take yourself so seriously. You'll learn about yourself when you do that, right? Do I take myself too seriously? Do I care too much about what people think? And if you're standing there with the mic in your hand and you're too scared to sing, you're very afraid of what people think about you. So just let loose a little bit. No one cares that much. They might make fun of you for just a couple seconds, but that goes away.
You can say you were drunk. You can pretend.
Yeah, you can pretend you were drunk. And never did you claim, you know what, I'm auditioning seriously for The Voice, right? I don't see you guys have 4 chairs that turn around saying, I want you. So back up off me. Like Dej Loaf. That's my wholesome advice. Go karaokeing sober. Learn a little bit something about yourself. See if you can let loose.
What about you? Have you got any advice?
Of course I do. I have the best advice. Huge advice. On a serious note, I think this pandemic has gone to like a lot of people around my circle. So maybe like I think Jose has said this before on previous like podcasts, but check on your friends. Like I can't stress that enough. Like seriously, make sure everyone's all right. Check up on each other. We need each other. Just make sure everyone's mentally sane. It's kind of been a stressful year for everybody, but
That's a great advice. Send a little text. Or get on Facebook. I don't even get on Facebook. Send somebody a like, you know? Like somebody's picture on Instagram, dude. Just don't do it at 3 a.m. Sometimes I'm trying to figure out.
Even if you see them every day, be like, hey, like, are you good? Like, you know what I mean? Because I've seen a few people snap at work and just quit all of a sudden.
They might have just
needed like a little extra support, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Be supportive like a bra, because after tomorrow,
You got to keep it wearing again.
Yep.
we got to strap back on.
I need to put one on for the first time. There's a lot of people out there like, I could show him something.
But not now, dude. It's
Not now.
sweater weather. So.
Sweater weather. It doesn't matter anymore.
But yeah, it's beans and rice.
This is your boy Jos.
Close beef.
And Javi.
And you guys enjoy the rest of your week. Take care. Love you guys.
Like, comment, subscribe, follow, share, all of the good stuff. Thanks again, guys.